I'm Joe. This is Mike. We're deep in the heat. Bringing you the hottest content surrounding peppers on YouTube. Today we are here to do
the Sonoran Spice Company Spicy Gumball Challenge. This is one we coined ourselves. We're calling it the Amazing Gumball Challenge. Thanks, Sonoran Spice Company. I ordered all of these online. They're available for about $6 a tube. However, I bought every tube. I have here the jalapeno gumballs, the habanero gumballs, the ghost pepper gumballs, the Trinidad scorpion gumballs, and last but definitely not least, the Carolina Reaper gumballs. We're going to be trying each one of these in their order of Scoville units, gradually increasing the heat as we go. Alright, you ready, Joe?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Alright, so up first, we have the jalapeno gumballs.
I guess I'll go ahead and open it.
Get us two of them, man.
Let's see. Get out of there. My balls have just dropped.
Thank you, Joe.
Alright, anytime I can offer you some of my balls.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
So, these are not easy to get out, I'll tell you what. Here we go. Jalapeno.
They smell pretty good.
Well, they have a lot more heat than I would expect from a gumball off the bat.
They do.
Especially being just jalapeno. I'm going to let you know I'm concerned as far as getting to the Carolina Reaper.
I like the flavor.
You know, as much as we talk about not being a fan of jalapeno
as fresh,
as a fresh pepper, because we were in our pepper eating contest
in Oxford, which sucked.
It was more of a speed eating contest. Shout out to
Bailey's Farm.
Bailey's Farm, got him out there. Just the sheer amount of jalapenos really kind of turned it off for the taste. It was like eating a bell pepper. So
they were monstrous. They were the size of cucumbers. I made it to round 4. We're dropping the video sometime soon. Right now we're experiencing copyright issues due to the fact that they used a lot of music during the competition. But those jalapenos, man, they were terrible. I actually got kicked out because I couldn't finish my last jalapeno within the time frame that was necessary. Joe actually made it to round 3. I made it to round 4. But it was a lot to eat in 30 seconds. It wasn't due to the heat at all.
As far as rounds left. But, yeah. Wow. So, flavor is on it. Spice is on it. If I wanted to maybe put that on a scale 1 to 10, and then I brush my teeth with spicy peppers, I'd give it a solid 3.
I would say about a 2. Joe's over here sweating, you know. Back in our restaurant days, we used to eat fresh peppers together. I kind of introduced Joe to it, turned him into a bit of a pepperhead, and
that's a good place to put that.
I'll tell you what, man, he's a good friend.
What we got
next?
Habaneros. You want to open this, Mike? Do the honors.
I'll tell you, my favorite pepper, hands down, for just all-around spice is habanero. They have such a fruity and nice floral taste, too. The orange hob has to be my favorite pepper.
These balls come out a lot easier. Cheers.
Reminds me of the first time Joe had a red hob.
It sucked. Wow.
This guy really... Sonoran Pepper Company, you did this right. This is absolutely amazing flavor. From the moment I started chewing it, this is delicious gum.
I cannot describe how delicious this is, and we have no ties to the Sonoran Spice Company besides the fact we thought it'd be a cool idea to get some balls in our mouth, and I can't stress enough. If you like hot, spicy stuff and gumballs, get some of these. And they're bringing the heat. We're almost deep in the heat. Not quite yet, but
I actually thoroughly enjoyed the flavor, man.
You mentioned the fruitiness of a habanero, and people are like, habanero? That's spicy as all get out. What fruitiness? This gives you all the flavors of a habanero. If you're too chicken to taste a real pepper, but you want the flavor,
this is a good place to start.
This is a good place to start. And little secret I'll let you in, you will get a little bit of that heat. I'm stepping this up to about a 3.5.
I could see me, chew on this gum for several minutes, man. I would actually buy this myself just to keep around the house.
Regular old chewing gum, yeah.
I'm not a big fan of gum. Let's go ahead and make that clear. I never really chew gum, but I love this gum. I'm really pleased, and I'm still about the scale of a 2. Where are you at, Joe? As far as heat,
it's hotter than the jalapeno, and I started out a little high, like 3.5.
Yeah.
So I kind of keep chewing this one.
And with a habanero, you're coming in around 300,000 Scoville units, if I'm not mistaken. Jalapeno, why even talk about it? They're about 5,000, I believe, maybe a little bit more. But these are about, I want to say about 300,000 Scoville units for a habanero.
I'm only spitting that out due to testing purposes. That is a delicious gum.
So what do we got next, Joe?
I believe Trinidad Scorpion.
I would think the ghost pepper's a little bit spicier than that.
Is ghost pepper less spicy? I think ghost
pepper's less. Ghost pepper was the first one, by the way, to come into the Guinness World Records book as the hottest pepper in the world. They held that title for years. They come in around 1 million Scoville units.
Fun fact, these are 20 calories apiece. So if anybody watching their weight...
Weren't you on the Atkins diet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just talked to Jenny Craig. She said this is totally not the way to slim fast.
It's on the seafood diet.
Oh, yeah, the seafood diet. What's that one?
Seafood needed.
Well, let's go ahead and see how hot these gumballs are.
Yeah.
All right, cheers.
This is ghost pepper. Which, as far as... They got a nice cinnamon to it. You can't overlook the taste of this gum. You want to get the talk and run in your mouth. But the gum is like, hey, I'm here and I'm delicious. What the heck is the problem? But for me, ghost pepper is my favorite pepper. He's a hob man. I'm a ghost pepper man. Because it's more spicy than I can handle it. But it's got a nice smoky, if you're familiar with cooking with paprika, that type of smoky taste that's really harvested in a ghost pepper.
And they are a really, really fruity flavored pepper, I think. They have such a good complex taste to them. And you know what? This gum almost reminds me of like Big Red chewing gum turned up to the next level.
That's a good way of putting it. Shout out to Big Red. Get yourself a Big Red if you can't handle the...
if you don't chew Big Red, then fuck you. Shout out Ricky Bobby.
Oh, man. The heat is kind of flattened out a little bit. So...
But it's a good place to be. It's very, very level.
Very level, but it's definitely the next level.
Yeah.
It's not no Big Red. This isn't you pick this up at Wally World, okay?
I do believe that most people would be able to chew this gum so far. They might find it a little unpleasant, but I've not at any point felt overwhelmed during this gumball challenge.
I wouldn't say overwhelmed. Especially if you like that fierce cinnamon spice. I would say from my, I guess, most people, I'd say about 40%, 40-50 would find this slightly unpleasant. Because it's getting up there to about the 4. About 4 and 4.2 as far as heat. But we're going to keep on rocking.
Next, we got the Trinidad Scorpion.
Go ahead and grab that for us, Mike.
All right, the Trinidad Scorpion. I know it's from Trinidad Tobago. I'm not for sure, so don't quote me on this. The actual Scoville units. I want to say it's 1.4 million. Feel free to leave a comment and correct me if I'm wrong. It's hard to keep up. I eat spicy peppers every day. I'm probably one of the most knowledgeable people that I know about peppers. Well, let me shut my mouth and put some gum in it.
If anybody notices me struggling, it's not because these gumballs. I had a run-in with some peppers earlier.
Yeah, Joe has actually been using a coffee bean grinder to use to utilize it I'm tripping over my words here. To utilize it to make pepper powder.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, man, Joe, you know, man, don't breathe that stuff in. Let it settle. And he just didn't listen.
I got a big old shot of it. I feel like a donkey kicked me in the face. So
that Carolina Reaper will do it to you.
That was the dang bubblegum pepper.
Wow.
So I tell you what. What's that, Moore's Produce?
Yeah, Moore's Produce. Shout out to them at the NC's Farmers Market. They were great to deal with.
Yeah.
You will also see them in our contest video. Our camera guy, Matt, with Full Spectrum Photography, really did a good job there. Our editing guy, Glenn, he's having a lot of trouble due to copyright issues, but has made an amazing intro for that video. And hopefully you guys will enjoy it. There might be some parts we have to mute. I'm not for sure. But like Joe said earlier, it was our first pepper contest. We hope to do more. It was more of a speed eating thing. Well, cheers, Joe.
Yeah. Trinidad Scorpion. So this one,
just don't seem as spicy as the ghost pepper.
It doesn't seem,
smoky.
Very smoky. Very smoky. You know, shout out Sonoran Spice Company. Let me tell you, these are a blast just to eat. Thank you, Mike, for coming up with this idea. This was your little child.
Yeah, it really was. The kids started back to school, you know, in August, and I ordered these mid-September-ish. I was like, what better way to kick off the new year and the pepper season than with gumballs? I remember being a kid in school and always carrying a packet of gum in my pocket, you know, like everybody else. So why not buy some spicy gum? And thanks to the Sonoran Spice Company, they offered it. They were the only company that I saw. And let me say, again, I'm going to order these probably on a regular basis, especially that habanero one. That is the heat, man. I love that
habanero. That is the heat. So with this Trinidad Scorpion gumball, compared to the other ones, it wasn't nothing to write home about. Alright? And it's not a knock on that. It's still awesome. But the other ones, the flavor come on and grab you. This one didn't have like a upward fruit flavor, so maybe it wasn't as much as an attention grabber, but it definitely had a smokiness come out. So it stayed true to the pepper taste, you know, versus the habanero kind of geared it up with a little orange, and then the ghost, or what do we have next? Yeah, the ghost geared up a little bit of cinnamon. This really stayed true to the pepper, and it brought the heat up for me. I'd say a solid 4.5.
And I will say, if you do enjoy Big Red chewing gum, all jokes aside, then you would probably enjoy the ghost pepper, the bubble gum. Also, I think Sonoran Spice Company did an amazing job at making this candy, which I believe anyone could try without much regret. Some of the candy out there is really spicy. I don't notice it as much because I've been eating spicy foods before I can remember. You know, but let's move on to the next one. What do you have here, Joe?
The Carolina Reaper gumball. So,
and I think it's kind of great that we're here in North Kakalaki.
Yeah.
To try the Carolina Reaper gumball.
Yeah, that's right.
From Arizona, and the Sonoran Spice Company. You know, when you mention Carolina Reaper, I don't know if a lot of people realize that this is the new Guinness Book of World Records holder. Thanks to Ed Curry at Puckerbutt Pepper Company for developing the Carolina Reaper. Ed Curry has an awesome website. I think that when you think of peppers, you have to think of him. I personally haven't met him, but I do a lot with Carolina Reaper. I love that pepper. It's really hot. I enjoy it, taking the pepper, cutting it up, and utilizing it in cooking, like soups and things like that. But I've eaten several of them fresh. It's not a real problem. But enough about that. Let's try it.
All right.
Here we go. Carolina Reaper. Oh, man. You get that cherry taste when you first get into it?
Yeah.
It's delicious.
And it's not that wild cherry, like, blah 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 sugar. It's like a smoky cherry, like a.
It reminded me of like a fresh black cherry, man, when you bite into them.
Exactly. I'm not much of a fruit eater, or much of a fruit, so forgive me. But yeah, fresh black cherry. I'm not finding too much actual Carolina Reaper, because that Carolina Reaper has a kind of a dark, smoky undertone. Some people, as far as pepperheads, I mean, not most people are going to be like, oh my god, Carolina Reaper. But the people that know how to handle the heat don't really like the flavor of it, anyways. Not just because of the hotness, just because the flavor is kind of strong.
I'll actually agree. Carolina Reaper is an amazing pepper, but you really don't have the time, to actually enjoy the complex flavor before that immense heat overwhelms you. I don't care who you are. There's only so much the human body can take. You will definitely notice the elevated Scoville units in the Carolina Reaper when eating them fresh. Like I said, I enjoy the pepper. It doesn't bother me. I cook with it a lot. In fact, I'm not even allowed to cook with that in the house anymore. I have a grill out here. I have an extra burner and all kinds of stuff out here for doing pepper things on my screened in porch. My wife is like, no way. It's off limits.
So riddle me this. Was the Carolina Reaper originated in the Carolinas?
It was. Ed Curry is from South Carolina. He worked for years to develop this pepper. He also partnered with a university down there in South Carolina, to my knowledge, to have a non-biased testing done to actually submit it to the Guinness Book of World Records. And it comes in hotter than the Butch T Scorpion pepper. It's, I want to say, about 2.4 million Scoville units. You're talking about 2.5 times almost hotter than a ghost pepper, the previous record holder. It's an amazing pepper. He really did his work. I admire everything that he's done with horticulture and growing peppers. He has an amazing website. I've had some of the hot sauces they offer. They're delicious too. But yeah, man. What would you say, Joe? Did we get deep in the heat today?
We did get deep in the heat,
but not too deep.
Not too deep. Not too deep. No, this you could walk out of this. You could walk out of this. Maybe dust off your boots. We didn't get all upped up in the muck.
Yeah,
but we got close to deep in the heat.
Didn't need no Kleenexes, milk, dairy products, or anything like that.
Didn't need any milk, so that's a check. Oh man.
I almost don't want to spit this last piece of gum out.
I think I'm gonna keep it on rocking.
Yeah, man. So, it's enjoyable.
Someone needs to silence their phone.
Yeah, Joe. It's not like we're shooting a video for the YouTube or something.
It's probably my phone. I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely is your phone. Mine's on mute. It's over there behind me, but
I don't care.
Is it our camera guy's phone?
Nope.
No, it's mine. Really? Any other time, nobody would be hitting me up.
Yeah, man.
Nobody likes you.
That's for sure. But all jokes aside, Sonoran Spice Company, I hope that you get to see this, and we are really proud of what you did here. This is a candy that everyone can enjoy. It is absolutely delicious. You guys have stuck true to the flavor of each pepper. I know that my reaction is subdued compared to other people's. I'm not the kind of person to snot, whine, cry, and all that. Like I said, I've been doing this for years. I've ate the world's hottest chocolate. There's very little of spicy food challenges I've done. That's what brought me to here with my best friend Joe and Deep in the Heat. We wanted to do something to where we could challenge ourselves as pepperheads and elevate it to the next level. We're going to be very soon growing our own peppers this next season, selling them, making our own sauces, doing our own dry pepper powders, which Joe was sabotaged himself before the competition. That's why he's over here whining like a big baby. So, but that being said, we are deep in the heat. This is a goal that came to us just being two friends working in a restaurant and loving peppers. I mean, it all started with a red habanero, to be honest. You have anything to add, Joe?
That about sums it up.
Yeah. Shout out to our camera guy, Matt, our editor, Glenn. We really appreciate you guys doing this for us. Please like, subscribe, comment. I know our videos right now are a little rough around the edges, but we're just a couple guys with full-time jobs doing this on the side because this is what we love. All right, deep in the heat, out.